All right, welcome to our concert tonight. This is the Washington Fields Beginning Orchestra. These students have started learning their instruments in August, so it's been just a little bit, about 2 months playing these instruments. We are so excited to show you some of the things that we've been learning, but I want to just give you a little bit brief description of what concert etiquette looks like. We had the privilege of being able to go watch the Utah Symphony at the beginning of this week, or last week. And so some of the things that we were taught and learned about is that we just need to make sure that all electronic devices are silent and off. I should have said this. While we participate in listening, you are sharing the experience with the others in the audience and the musicians on the stage in order to make the concert enjoyable for everyone. Here are some tips. So, silence electronic devices that can cause a distraction. If you have small children that are crying or restless, please exit the auditorium with your child quickly and quietly. It's impolite to talk or even whisper while the music is being performed. Remain still and thoughtful to those around you. Please show appreciation by clapping at the appropriate times. If you really love our performance, you can give us a standing ovation, which is standing and clapping. We do want to kind of tell the difference between a sporting event and a concert. This is not the appropriate venue to scream or yell names, because this is a more formal venue. So we just want to teach you, and we've taught that to the students as they watch the Utah Symphony this week. If you need to leave the auditorium during performances, please do so during musical selections when the audience is applauding, not during the middle of the piece. Please do so quietly and quickly. I should probably introduce myself to some of you parents since I haven't met all of you before. My name is Stephanie Snow. I'm the orchestra teacher here at Crimson Cliffs High School, Crimson Cliffs Middle School, and Washington Fields Intermediate. I love working with all the grades 6 through 12 and to see their progress. It's not often that a teacher gets to follow their students all the way along, but my seniors currently are kids that I taught in 6th grade, and that is such a wonderful opportunity because I do get to grow with them and see their growth. Without further ado, we are going to show you some of the things that we have learned before we start playing our pieces. So, everybody has an A string on their instrument, so we are going to play an A string for you so that you know what it sounds like. Go ahead. We all have a D string. It sounds like this. We also all have a G string. Now, there are 2 instruments that have one lower string. It's the C string, and it's our cellos and violas over here that have that. Go ahead and play that. And our violins have the high B string. It's kind of screechy. Well, they actually sound beautiful with that. All right. The next notes that we learned in this class is our open D string and the notes with our fingers on the D string. So we're going to do open D again. We have an E on the D string, F sharp, and G. Okay, some newer strings that we haven't really learned what it looks like on the page, but we learned our A string notes for one of our pieces. This is the A string, a B on the A string, C sharp, and D. And then the next notes we'll be learning and have started to learn are our open G string, then our first finger A, then B natural, and then C natural. So those are some of the strings and notes that they've learned. It would be awesome if you quizzed them at home and you said, okay, where's the F sharp? And they have to show you. Anything helps them learn these things. All right, without further ado, we will play our first pieces for you. instead of just playing on one string, we are going to add in a second string. So they'll be using their fingers on one string while doing an open A string at the same time. This is a new technique for these guys. We've just learned the one song with it. It is called double stops, is the technique. The other thing that I was going to say is that these students have been we've been really focused on bow holds this year. It has been my biggest feat that I'm I want to get a group with the best bow holds ever. So as you will notice, that last song that we played is Lightly Row. They will be being tested on it in the next couple weeks. Specifically tomorrow and the next day, we are going to start doing those tests to get what is called a bow buddy. I got these little koalas that attach to their bows. It kind of goes on a pencil, but we're going to put it on our bows. For those who show me that they can play Lightly Row with the good bow hold, because sometimes all the students can show me what a good bow hold looks like, and then when we start playing, that goes away and we start gripping it and other things like that. So we're really trying to get all these students in the habit of doing that. This will apply to both classes. They will both be eligible for the koala because beginners last year did not receive them last year. So we're going to relook at the second levels bow holds and check those as well. So that's one thing that we have been working on a lot on. This last piece is boiling cabbage. It takes a lot of guts to get on the stage, and this is some of their first performance ever, so we are so proud of them. Is what I'm going to do really quick before we transition to the next group. I'm going to take a group picture of these kids up here, and then while these kids are getting ready to come up on the stage, we're going to have the beginners come over here and watch our second level, and after the second level plays, we're going to invite them back up on stage so that you parents can come take a picture up here. I really value memories and pictures and to document moments or whatever, but to keep the concert going, we're going to do those pictures right after. So I'll take a group picture while they're in their spots, and then we will do after the concert. You'll be able to come up as parents onto the stage and take a picture of your student on the stage. All right, second level gets started to come up. We're going to take this. finish getting the wrong stuff set up. Our first piece is going to be Night Ride, and it incorporates a new thing that we've learned in this class. It is a harmonic. Can I have all the violins and violas play your first note, that harmonic note, and go. This is done by just lightly tapping in a certain spot on your instrument, not pressing down like we normally do, and then just moving your bow along. It's called a harmonic, and it actually makes your instrument sound higher than it actually goes. So this will be incorporating some harmonics inside. This is called Night Ride. Before we play our last piece, I just would like to acknowledge that this is a group of all levels. There are so many different levels in here. Raise your hand if you've only played your instrument for a year. This is your second year playing your instrument. Okay, those who have played for 2 years, this is your third year, or 2 years. You played for 2 years. Third year, fourth year, fifth year, anybody? Yeah, we have a few. So these kids have been learning for a long time. A lot of these kids, not a lot of these kids, some of these kids played in 4th grade with the Morning Strings program. So this is my plug for the Morning Strings program. We would love to have any and all students, 4th and 5th grade in Ellie Elementary, to come join us at Washington Fields Intermediate. They start at 6:50 in the morning, which I know is super early for those kids, but we have it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And one of my high school students, as well as another friend of mine who is in charge of that Morning Strings program. And they just get to learn the instrument in that elementary age. Sometimes it comes a little bit easier at the elementary age, but it also gives them the time to learn it at a slower pace, so that by the time they're in these orchestras, they have had some experience and get to start out. This is our final piece. This is Flashpoint. We hope you enjoy it. While I take a group picture of them, they're going to sit back down. I'm going to take a group picture of them. Parents, we're going to allow you to come up on the stage. My beginning, you can kind of start to come up on stage, and we're going to let the parents come on and take pictures of these guys, and then they can move, and the kids can sit in another chair just to get a picture. Will you turn on the house lights all the way? Thank you. Parents, come on up stage, take a picture of your student in this group, and then the next group when these guys are gone. Thanks.